Welcome back, everybody, to another cryptocurrency news article. This one comes out of the NASDAQ, and the hype cycle is over. One metric will now decide crypto's fate. I wonder what that can be. Let's find out in this article. This article is written by Nick Saponaro, Chief Executive Officer of Divi Labs, and here we go. For some time, the crypto industry has been enthralled to what I call the hype cycle, a common feature of recent bull runs. The sequence goes something like this. A crypto project or influencer puts out a statement of intent, nothing concrete, but enough to elicit excitement. Hype ensures that investors pile into the coin, boosting its price and triggering additional waves of trading as more people are fearful of missing out and they try to jump on in. But while the hype will likely be an ever present force in our industry, as it is in other financial markets, the crypto winter will have significantly curbed its influence. Institutional investors have seen their portfolios drop considerably over the past year, are now much wiser to the mechanisms of the market and will want more than a hyperbole to drive their interest in this activity. So, in lieu of the hype cycle, the market will have to shift a more concrete metric of value that has its roots in the reality. That metric is utility and, by extension, use. As we move towards the next bull run, will give way to more traditional measures of a project promises and a future success. Fundamentals will be critical, including a robust technical infrastructure and the ability to quickly and efficiently build and deploy engaging applications people want to use, and of course, the mass adoption of those applications. Now, reaching technical maturity. Despite progressing rapidly compared to other technical paradigms, the technology and those developing it have been trying to catch up with expectations since its inception. We're still very early in the crypto industry's life cycle. At 14, you could say that Bitcoin is the unruly teenage brother. Meanwhile, the rest of the industry is kicking and screaming its way through adolescence and about to hit puberty, complete with its own set of growing pains. Now, that said, we are now entering a more mature phase of tech development, which will help to hasten the inevitable tipping point for utility and use. While significant advances like Ethereum's move to proof of stake and Cardano's Vassal hard fork dominate the headlines, many others are not so widely reported on in the mainstream. Cryptocurrency, tokenization, and more importantly, blockchain technologies are becoming increasingly common in the applications for networks and computing, security, industrial applications, commodities, and securities. Combine this with interest from large scale traditional brands to enter the space and utility, and its value to the industry become clear. Now, why utility is essential. A currency can't be successful without demand, and you can't rely on hype alone to drive it. You need a reason beyond the hope of future riches to entice users. Critically, there is to be value accrued for participating in the ecosystem, which is precisely why the cryptosphere was created, to give people a new financial system where anyone can participate and derive value from it. Now, Ethereum's move to proof of stake is a step change. It is such a big deal not only because of energy efficiency, but also because it enables everyone to accrue more Ethereum by participating in the ecosystem. However, there is no point in increasing your holdings if the value continues to decline. We're seeing the same thing happen in DeFi, where liquidity providers are losing money because of impermanent loss, and that becomes well permanent. There are two crucial interdependent factors, though, to consider when thinking about utility. The first and most apparent is the need for crypto driven services that people want to use, feel safe using, and are easy to use, all of which will increase adoption. The second is a circular system of commerce where people can spend the value that they accrue. The first arrives the first drives adoption, liquidity, and value, while the second makes it worthwhile to participate, generate, and profit, and keep people in the system. In the sharp contrast to the current cycle of decay, this is now a virtuous circle. Now, the use case for crypto. During the last bull run, the adoption and the use of cryptos as a mechanism for finance were driven by two use cases: decentralized finance and non fungible tokens. DeFi, while still the preserve of more advanced users, will in time become more accessible to the mainstream. NFTs, on the other hand, have already had a significant impact on consumer adoption. The non fungible space has exploded, going rapidly from niche to known. They are an easy open door to use and ownership of digital assets. As more consumers explore NFTs, they become more familiar with the tech, which unlocks their understanding of cryptocurrencies and allows them to explore the other industry propositions. Now, sure, there's been some backlash but there have also been notable successes. Reddit completely flipped the scripts on NFTs with their community, which was abhorrently against them initially. Changing the name to digital collectibles and making it fun made all the difference. It really did, like, because NFTs had such a negative taste. But yeah, when you flip the script, it's like, okay, this is what they are. Just stop calling them NFTs. But whatever you think of their relative value, NFTs have also triggered another key component for mass adoption and use of crypto related services and tokens. They have piqued the interest of brands now moving into the space in droves, and the newfound popularity among enterprises is the most important catalyst. Now, while crypto companies do an excellent job of enticing users, the impact of major brands entering the space cannot be underestimated. Ultimately, they own the relationship with the consumer and can bridge the divide between the world of Web 2 and Web 3. They have the persuasive power and the trust necessary to onboard consumers into applications and experiences in truly large numbers. Now, so far, these attempts have been quite brash, but focusing as they have on NFTs, they've enjoyed varying degrees of success. As the cryptoverse and traditional brands find alignment, the proposition offered will grow exponentially. Now, rather than being sucked into the promise of what is coming in the future, savvy investors will now be watching for projects who are implementing applications, growing their user bases, and generating genuine revenue. They will monitor the trends to see which applications draw the greatest numbers of consumers and target the projects and coins that underpin them. So yes, great article you point. So yes, so what's going to tip this next the fate of crypto is utility. So utility is everything with it. So I know it's like we want use case, we want easy of use, and then people are already understand like NFTs. It's already known what they can do. Reddit changed the term to digital collectibles. That was a hype, but there's still so much more you can do with NFTs. With the Devour token, they have the token gating, which is like you're using anyone's NFTs to implement it into the restaurant industry and whatnot. And then that's your access to another thing. You got Theta and their Theta Pass and digital rights management patents on their NFTs, which is like you can't access this website to view this video on the Theta Video API network without owning this NFT. So like there's so much more use case. Like you can just change that name to something else. And again, that flips the game, everything. But there's got to be utility and use case for the fate of crypto and just all things blockchain. So yeah, great article, Nick. Thank you for writing that, and NASDAQ for publishing that. So I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Hit that thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. So until next time, the Crypto Sherpa is out.